Prof, good to have you with us.
Good morning to the viewers.
Let's take it all the way back to 1972 and talk about the significance, basically, of the January 8 statement. It wasn't really known as the January 8 statement back then, but people would be listening on Radio Freedom. It was bringing, hope to so many people. Take us back to those days, first of all.
I mean, those were very exciting and at the same time kind of challenging days, particularly for those who were, in exile. Mm. It was a time when the anti-apartheid movement were beginning to mushrooms, all over the whole in the world. And the ANC, led then by Oliver Tambo, was very, very, very astute at dealing with different political parties in different countries and nations and other liberation movements. It was a very moment of hope for us. Mm.
It wasn't just a statement of intent. It was also some used to let people know what was going to happen. You had people in camps in Tanzania and so many different countries throughout the continent as well. It was almost used as a way to communicate with them about what's next for the country and for the ANC.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely it was meant to galvanize the people, to bring the spirits that were actually going down, because apartheid was now spreading up itself, getting all other nations to support. Those guys were very happy, not sleeping. Mm. So that statement was just simply to say that we are here to stay and we are here to get what we want, what really belongs to us. It is our own heritage, and then people need to be proud of that if they are going to be strongly resolved in order to fight back.
Okay, let's bring it now to maybe, because you heard Mondli Makanya there saying that maybe it's lost a bit of its, I don't know how to put it, the importance and what it used to stand for, the particular statement. Firstly, do you agree with that?
No, I totally agree, and with that, because what we have done, we are taking steps back instead of really moving forward. We take our steps, back. Let's go over to our own independence. What did we do? Mm-hmm. We came out with the RDP. Reconstruction and development.
Right.
That raises the question, what are we reconstructing? The issue of the land was to be reconstructed, our education to be reconstructed, our economy to be reconstructed. We chucked out that for macroeconomic policy, so that despite the fact that we have done a lot in terms of child grants, in terms of health, and in terms of various other things, but those issues are now being swallowed, by our macroeconomics. Our money is leaving here and is moving out, and those are the issues that also fuel the fires of corruption, in the land.
Well, you look back to 1972 when it all began, and you look at the ANC now. What are your thoughts? Has the party lost its way?
I think the party really needs to find its way. But what's so difficult is that, what colonialism does and what apartheid did was to turn black people to feel very inferior about ourselves. To an extent that we've got leaders who are going to be wearing a watch that is $250,000, while people are actually absolutely angry because we are trying to feel that inferiority. So there's quite a lot of it. But then successfully, we have at least, today, President Cyril Ramaphosa, who understands at least the economy, who understands how to make money. But it is about for him then to start to say what is the context in which we are framing these issues. There's no culture mentioned, there's no values mentioned. The next economy, the next world leader is going to be China. China's first thing is that it's ancestors, it is values, it is culture. You leave those issues of your ancestors, your values and your own cultures, you have already lost your way. You are no longer who you are meant to be.
Mr. Ntuli, just in 30 seconds, what would you like to hear in this statement over the weekend? The main thing for you.
The main thing for me in this statement is to say that the government is going to be committed to bringing about intergenerational conversations between the younger people and the older people, to come up with very clear things. What are we going to do with femicide? What are we going to do with rape of children? What are we going to do, with the mushroomings, squatter camps? What are we going to do with load shedding?
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, this for just taking us back and looking at the ANC's January 8th statement, which goes back all the way to 1972, and also looking forward to what you're expecting. The historian Pitika Ntuli there joining us in studio. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.